I was walking off the heavy guilt of another poor meal when I stumbled upon the heir to a Manhattan dynasty on his knee, flashing a Centurion card at the heroine. Suddenly, a flurry of text scrolled across the sky like dense pop-up comments. The heroine has been reborn. In her previous life, she accepted the sicko heir's confession, only to be imprisoned like a gilded bird, living a life of luxury but zero freedom. In this new life, she's decided to reject the heir's offer and run into the arms of the poor but free school sweetheart hero instead. I stared, stunned, at the celestial commentary. The next second, I heard the heroine's cool, aloof voice. Humph, I would never accept your proposal. You will never understand the value of freedom. No woman could ever love you. I fought my way to the front of the small crowd, raising my hands high in a dramatic, I can love you. I don't mind the lack of freedom. The heir, his eyes rimmed with red, looked over at me. I have severe separation anxiety. If you're with me, you'll have to check in constantly. I'll need cameras installed in the bedroom and the living room. I cut him off, feigning shock. Why not the bathroom? Are you telling me your love for me is reserved? The comments section went ballistic. Just some disposable cannon fodder who died poor in the original plot. Weird, she didn't have a scene here before. She must smell the money and is trying to snag a payout. Just wait until she's actually with the sicko heir. She'll find out just how terrifying his possessiveness is. The comments scrolled so furiously, my eyes started to sting. The world I inhabited was a captive romance novel. Gia Bellwether, the girl being proposed to, was the heroine, the object of forced affection. In her first life, after accepting the sicko villain's proposal, she had endured a humiliating cycle of buying things she didn't need and living without autonomy. Reborn, Gia flat out refused the villain's love and ran to the poor school sweetheart, Sam Miller, the official hero. This was meant to be their sweet, pure, second-chance love story. Gia gave me a dismissive, head-to-toe once-over, letting out a soft, contemptuous sneer. When her eyes landed on Sam, however, her face melted into a saccharine smile. She darted into his arms like a butterfly finally freed. Sam, fate gave me the second chance to get away from that life of confinement and finally love you. Their four arms were locked in a tight, syrupy embrace. Jet, the possessive villain, stood alone, staring at them with a dark, brooding expression. His fingers clenched and unclenched at his side. The Centurion card in his hand curved sharply, then was successfully shoved into my arms. Since Gia doesn't care for this card, then, take it. I clutched it with both hands, excited. Possessiveness? That's just another way of saying he loves me. I happen to adore possessiveness. Gia's peripheral vision snagged on the black card. Her head went higher, her chin more aristocratic. I heard her sneer. Pathetic display. Always flaunting that blood money to humiliate people. I'd love to see how far this gold digger lasts in that cage without her precious freedom. On the drive back to my cheap off-campus apartment, Jet Coleman's expression was a study in shadow. Thank you for getting me out of that situation. Consider the black card a gift. His voice was low and troubled. Even though Gia rejected me because of my possessiveness, she is the only person I have ever loved. He sounded exactly like the tragic second male lead in every melodramatic novel, the one whose heart belongs only to the heroine. I could see my own tragic future unfold, graduating, renting a cramped basement apartment, miserable commutes for a pitiful salary, subsisting on instant ramen, and wearing cheap, synthetic fabrics, my last shred of dignity. I shuddered and looked up at Jet's sharp brow, his clean, powerful jawline. He was still lost in the image of the hero and heroine embracing. I couldn't let this money tree escape. Mustering all my courage, I reached out to take his hand. Snap! An electric spark jumped between us. A sudden, crackling flash of manufactured intimacy. Jet recoiled instantly, like he'd touched a live wire. He was utterly shocked.